Hi everyone, and welcome, and thank you so much for joining me on the 3-part video series to teach you the ABCs of how to get him back and keep him. Now, this is for anyone who is currently feeling separation or struggle with your man where there is distance between you two. This could come in the form of a breakup, or it could come in the form of you feel the relationship is just slowly coming more and more apart. But it really is aimed towards breakups, but it can be applied even if you're feeling distance with your man and you're feeling like he's just not as warm and connected to you as you once were. So this is a great program. It's called the ABCs to get him back and keep him. And ABC stands for the absolute best chances. Now, I want to start off by telling you, I'm Adrienne Everheart. I am a certified dating and relationship coach. I've been doing this for a good long while. And I have helped hundreds of women reconnect with their ex. In fact, on the internet, I am called the pro if you want to get your relationship back together. I am a reconnection expert. So I found out a long time ago that it really doesn't take very much to get you and your ex back together. I get you back together, I get you going out on dates, I get you reconnecting and reestablishing that loving relationship. But then it's really up to you to keep it going. So in the past, I used to do one-on-one coaching with my clients to get them reconnected with their ex. They would feel amazing, they would be happy, they would be on top of the world, and then I'd never hear from them until they'd call me about 3 months later with basically a repeat of the same problem they were having before. So I said, enough. If you're going to work with me, I need you to work with me for 3 months consistently, and I need to teach you everything because I want you to go out there and be a success. I want you to go out there and not only get him back, I want you to keep him, okay? So that's what I'm here to do. In fact, there are some amazing coaches out there. Most of them are men, and they have programs to help you get your partner back. But this is a very short-lived thing that happens. You get that person back, you get them back for a night or two, a week or two, maybe even a couple of months, and then it just slowly dissolves because it isn't based on a foundation that's really pulling and putting your hearts together. So that's what my free 3-part series is all about. I am not going to talk about a lot of why this is going on or a lot of what. I'm going to give you some how, okay? So this video program, I'm going to be giving you some of my best stuff to show you how this works. I want to start with number 1. The number 1 top reason I feel that a lot of women feel they have lost that deep contact with their man. They've lost that bond, and it's resulted in a breakup or distance, okay? So one thing that I've always found to be true is there's something going on with the man. Always, always, always. There's something going on. There's an internal conflict. There's an internal war that he's experiencing that the woman really doesn't want to pretend she's seeing. And I don't mean that like you're living in a fantasy world, but often we know what's going on with the man. It's just that in the woman's world, these are problems we deal with. So I want you to just think for a minute about when you experience a breakup, when something can happen to you, or when you find a new partner or love in your life. You can do so under all sorts of circumstances. You can find the love of your life while you're still in college. You can find, it can be the worst breakup you've ever experienced, and you can go out with your girlfriends and meet a new guy and be totally excited. You know, we can start a relationship under all sorts of duress and complications because we know that being in a relationship with a man is going to make our life better. It's going to improve it somehow. We're going to have some stability. We're going to have some support. We're going to have that safety and encouragement that we really all need and crave. So for a man, this is actually really quite different. A man does not want to have a relationship with a woman until everything in his life feels very much complete together and he feels with it. He feels, in essence, very much strong in his masculine energy. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what those are, how they look, and what you can do to reverse them. What you can do to actually encourage him feeling like a man, even if he doesn't have a job, even if his health is poor, even if he has an ex that's just driving him crazy and he's in legal battles, whatever it may be, I'm going to teach you how you can actually address this head on. Stop pretending like it doesn't exist. It exists. He's not a woman. He's going to be like a man. And most of the time, men get out of the relationship because they can't do it anymore. They can't make you happy anymore. They can't make themselves happy anymore. And when a relationship no longer feels good to a man, he gets out. Women, we can stay through all sorts of things and endure all sorts of terrible situations in hopes of improving the relationship. So let's talk about those. So the three things that men really want to be able to do or not do is they want to be able to provide. They want to be able to provide for you. They want to be able to maintain those provisions and what they're giving you. And the third thing a man will not do is he will not compete. He will not compete with another masculine energy. When he does, one energy always wins out and another one backs away. I want you to think about two wolves out in the wild going head to head. One is going to be the alpha. And so let's start with competing. Your man is not going to stick around if he feels like he's competing with you. So if you have a great career and you have everything going for you, your finances are amazing, you owe no back taxes, your credit is amazing, and he is really starting over and he is in this weird place with his career, or he's spending all his money on child support, or he's still paying off a massive college loan, or maybe he has debt he's not even telling you about. All right? He's not going to compete with you. It's going to be really difficult for him to compete. And he's going to feel competition with you, because if you're this successful and you have got your life so together, there's a really good chance that you're in a lot of masculine energy. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at work. That's how you have become incredibly successful and accomplished, all right? And 99.9% of all of my clients really have all of their life together and their stuff together. They have the relationship sector is what's hurting. The career, the education, the finances, they're doing just fine, but the relationship is deflated and laying over there very flat, and over here everything is buoyant and alive and looking great. So a man comes along and he sees this, and he might be able to do it for about 3 months to a year, and then after that he just has had enough. He can't do it anymore. So I just want you to be aware of that. I do not want you to downplay your success. That's not what this is about. This is about, how do I manage being this amazing, powerful, dynamite woman, but also have this man over here who's just not in the same place. This could be the same if the man you love is suddenly in a wheelchair or can't walk or becomes very sick. You're going to have to find ways to make him still feel like the man. All right? There's only one captain to the ship, and it has to be the man. All right? Your DNA says otherwise. We want the man to be in charge. We want to let him steer the ship. And if you don't feel confident with letting the man steer the ship, that's why I want you to be very careful who you choose as a partner. But there are a lot of things you can do to activate that masculine energy in him. One of those things is, don't talk about work at home. All right? Don't talk about work at home. Even if you had this great sale and it means all this amazing stuff, if he's struggling with his job at work, if he's struggling with his work and his income, I don't want you to really spread too much of that around, okay? Wait for him to ask. And then what you do want is, no matter how small the accomplishment is, you want to let him know how good it feels that he is hardworking. If he takes out the trash, I want you to tell him with a feeling statement how good that feels, all right? So that's just one little nugget of what you can do. Find any way to reward him. Don't overdo it. This is not about going overboard. This is about just, wow, this feels really good. The house is so clean. Or, oh my goodness, I looked and the trash is empty. Oh, I feel like a little princess. You're taking such good care of me. This is how you're going to make sure he is feeling like a man. because this other part of his life is deflated. All right. And until he can figure that out and get that balance, which he as a man is going to have to figure out, don't help him. He's got to figure it out. It will only cause trouble because men do not compete. They'll back away from you. They'll walk away. The next one is provide and maintain. So men want to be the provider. They want to know that under any circumstance, they can either take care of you financially, or the majority of you financially, or they can handle whatever is going on in your life emotionally, financially, physically, whatever's happening. They have to be confident that they can do this job. All right. So let's say you have 3 children and an ex-husband that's knocking at your door all the time. Or let's say that your schoolwork is very demanding, or that your job is very demanding, and you just don't know how to connect with him some days because you're so stressed and you're working so hard and your schedule's all over the place. All right. So this goes back to being able to lean back and rely on him as the man to provide. All right. So a lot of men come out of the gate and they can provide pretty well. They can do pretty good providing. Then they can't maintain. They get about 6 to 9 months into it, and that's when you're having some sort of problem, some sort of crisis, and the man says, I can't do this, and he has to walk away. All right. So that's where I can go a little bit deeper in helping you in learning how to manage something called drama. Because we are all going to have things that trip us up in life, that cause us problems, that are headaches, that are nightmares, that we have to cope with. But it's really about balancing the amount of that drama into your life. All right? So that's key, is I want you to think, how much is this about how I really feel versus the drama of what I'm experiencing. All right. So in my program, the ABCs to get him back and keep him, I go deeper into this process about what really draws a man to you, makes him attach and connect deeply to your heart, and where you can really, really get him, and he can be that provider, and he can maintain, and he doesn't have to compete with you, so he'll want to stick around. All right, everyone, that's video number 1. Please look in your inbox over the next couple of days for video number 2, and thank you so much for joining me. You can find me at everheartcoaching.com, and I'm also on YouTube. Just Google my name, Adrienne Everheart, and you'll find me, and be sure to subscribe so you stay up to date with all my videos and classes and programs. All right, feel free to drop me an email, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.